So now we're going to talk a little bit about writing expressions. Okay, there's lots of word expressions that we're going to read about and hear about, and the mathematical operation is different depending on what the words that are actually used in the expression. So here we have a bunch of word expressions: added to, increased by, more than, plus, sum, or total. Those all mean the same thing, and they all mean that we need to add. Okay, refer to your reference notes. These are listed in there, so you can use them until you get familiar with the language. All right, so if we hear decreased by, difference, less, less than, minus, or subtracted from, those all mean subtract. Well, what about times, product, multiplied by, doubled and tripled? Those are the most interesting ones, because a lot of times students will forget that if we're doubling something, we're actually multiplying by 2, or tripled, we're multiplying by 3. So these are all words that you will see in reference to multiply. And last but not least, I bet you know which one this is, but divided by, divided into, ratio, or quotient, those are all division. They all tell you to divide. Now there are others, but I think that is plenty enough for us to use for right now. So let's try a few. So here's some word expressions, and we're going to turn them into their algebraic expression. And the reason I say algebraic is because there are variables. Okay, the sum of 8 and n. Now remember, sum means add. So 8 and n. And there is your algebraic expression. 4 more than y. So we have y, but we want 4 more than that. And that, again, is add. So y plus 4. 10 decreased by m. Now, in this type of problem, it's important that you have the 10 and the m in the correct position, because 10 minus m is not the same as m minus 10. So it says that 10 is decreased by, 10 is decreased by m. 3 less than x. So that means we start with x because it's 3 less than x. So we have x, 3 less than that means that we're going to subtract 3. The product of 7 and h, remember product means multiply. So the product of 7 and h, 7 and h. Notice there is no symbol in between. That is very common in mathematics. When you do not see a symbol, it is understood to always be multiplication. So if you want something different than multiplication, you have to put the sign there. But if there's no sign, multiplication. 6 times p, again, multiplication. No sign in between means multiply. The ratio of 1 to a. So ratio, remember, is the key word is for divide. So the ratio of 1 to a. Now, sometimes a fraction can look like that, or it could also look like this. Those mean exactly the same thing. And so when you're using your keyboard to input fractions, either is acceptable. They mean the same thing. And then we have w divided by 7. Again, we can have these written in 2 different ways. And again, they mean the same. And that's our lesson on writing expressions.